Organisms are blank water by percentage composition. 0.7. What is the secret of life? Water and weak chemical interactions. 3 reasons why water is critical to life. 1. The 3D structures, and therefore functions, of biomolecules depend upon properties of water. Molecules are one them. 2. Majority of biochemical reactions are aqueous. 3. Water and its ions. Importance of pH, directly participates in many biochemical reactions. We must understand the underscore and underscore properties, physical and chemical. Blank cause deviation from tetrahedral geometry. Non-bonding E-pairs. Water has blank structure with blank bonds. Bent structure with polar bonds. What does the polarity of a water molecule result in? Hydrogen bonding. What is hydrogen bonding? Electrostatic interactions between H of one water molecule and unshared pair of E on another. How many H bonds can one H2O molecule conform? 4 H bonds. The 2 H atoms can be donated, and the 2 unshared electron pairs can act as acceptors. What is the bond strength of one H bond? How does that compare to OH covalent bond strength? Bond strength of one H bond is 20 kJ per mole, compared to OH covalent bond strength of 460 kJ per mole. Approximately 1/20th. Underscore 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 H bonds are weak, but the underscore 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 of all H bonds in a given sample of water can result in individual sum total. The bond angle of H2O is at blank degrees instead of the standard tetrahedral angle of 109.5. 104.5. The OH bond distance is blank angstroms. 0.958. The O atom in water carries a partial blank charge of blank. Negative minus 0.66 E. pH atoms in water carries partial blank charges of blank. Positive 0.33 E. The electrostatic attractions between the dipoles of water molecules are crucial to water's role as a biochemical underscore 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 solvent. Underscore 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 is the intramolecular association that occurs when the positive end of the OH bond points to one of the electron pairs on an hydrogen bonding. DH asterisk 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 A can be used to represent a blank hydrogen bond. In DH asterisk 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 K, what does the DH represent? A weakly acidic donor group. Examples: OH, NH, sometimes SH. In DH asterisk 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 K, what does the A represent? A weakly basic acceptor atom. Examples: O, N, sometimes S. What are van der Waals forces? The non-covalent associations between neutral molecules that arise from the electrostatic interactions among permanent and are induced dipoles. What is the van der Waals distance? The distance of closest approach between two non-bonded atoms. What do H bonds do to the van der Waals distance? It's at least 0.5 A shorter in H-bonded atoms. Ice has highly blank and blank structure relative to the structure of water. Ordered and open. Ice is blank dense than water. Less note, it's very unusual for the solid phase to be less dense than the liquid phase. Why does ice crystallize in such a unique way? It forms an open tetrahedral lattice with its four nearest neighbors to which it is hydrogen bonded. How is the density of ice implicated in Earth's climate? If ice was more dense than water, it would sink and remain frozen, causing the oceans to freeze and locking Earth in a permanent ice age. If this were the case, life might never have arisen. Compare the H-bond geometries of water and ice. Ice has relatively optimal H-bond geometry, fixed, rigid network of molecules. Water has irregular H-bonds with less than optimal geometry, rapidly fluctuating 3D network of molecules. Liquid H2O commonly forms 3 to 7 membered rings as opposed to the 6-membered in ice. Note that ice is only 15% more hydrogen bonded than liquid water. The structures of most biomolecules are often determined by the collective influence of many individual weak interactions. What are the 4 types of non-covalent weak interactions? Ionic, strongest, tilde 25% of the strength of covalent, van der Waals forces, H-bond, tilde 5% of the strength of covalent, dipole-dipole interaction, tilde 2 to 3% of the strength of covalent, London. Dispersion forces, tilde 0.7% of the strength of covalent, asterisk hydrophobic effect may also be considered. What is an example of a permanent dipole? Carbonyl group. What is an induced dipole? a dipole moment that arises in a neighboring group from electrostatic distortion in its electron distribution, result of its proximity to a permanent dipole. What are London dispersion forces? Small, randomly oriented dipole moments that result from the rapid orientation of electrons. Induced dipole interactions, extremely weak and fall off rapidly with distance only. Significant for groups in close contact, like closely packed biomolecules. Strength of association between ionic groups depends on 1. Chemical nature of the ions, 2. Distance between them, 3. Polarity of the medium, energy required to separate from medium is less than covalent but must be higher than energy of H bond. What does solubility depend on? The ability of a solvent to interact with a solute more strongly than solute particles interact with each other. Solutes can be ions, polar molecules, functional groups, etc. Covalent bonds required for existence of biomolecules, but weak interactions such as H bonds allow for the properties of interest. Blank dissolves more types of substances and in greater amounts than any other solvent. Water, result of its polar character. What substances is water a particularly good solvent for? Polar. Polar and ionic substances are considered blank. Hydrophilic. Nonpolar substances that are virtually insoluble in water are considered blank. Hydrophobic. Dissolved substances are said to be blank. Solvated. What do hydrophobic substances minimize? Their contact with water molecules. This tendency is called the hydrophobic effect. The blank is a major driving force in a protein molecule adopting its normal 3D structure. Hydrophobic effect. What drives the hydrophobic effect? Driven by changes in entropy, while delta is endothermic or isothermic 0, T deltas is large or negative. What happens when water molecules interact with hydrophobic substances? They adopt highly ordered structures forming cages around the hydrophobics. Water molecules become much less ordered when they no longer have to interact with hydrophobics. Blank molecules have hydrophilic parts and hydrophobic parts. Amphipathic. What happens to amphipathic molecules in water? The hydrophobic effect causes them to adopt characteristic structures in water, micelles and bilayered sheets and vesicles. How does a polar solvent dissolve an ionic compound such as NaCl? The polar solvent weakens the attractive forces between the oppositely charged ions. Each ion becomes ensconced in concentric shells of water molecules attracted to the opposite solvent dipole. Water forms hydrogen bonds with what four functional groups? One, hydroxyl, 2, keto, 3, carboxylide ions, 4, ammonia. What are the waters of hydration? The molecules in the hydration shell. The energetics of solvation play a role in reactions since a reacting group must shed its waters of hydration in order to closely approach another group, while the energy cost of breaking one H bond is relatively low. The cost in breaking apart the ordered hydration shell is higher. When transferring a nonpolar molecule from a polar solvent to a nonpolar solvent, the energy change is underscore 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 underscore, meaning the reaction is underscore underscore negative, spontaneous. The aggregation of nonpolar groups underscore 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 the surface area of the cavity and underscore 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 minimizes, maximizes. Diagrams of micelles and bilayers. Why is hydrophobic bond a misnomer? It implies a directional relationship. In reality, it's the indirect result of the entropy of the surrounding water. What are colligative properties? The physical properties that depend on the concentration of dissolved substances rather than on their chemical features. Example, changing freezing point or boiling point of H2O. What is osmosis? The movement of solvent from a region of high concentration to a region of relatively low concentration. What would happen if an animal cell were exposed to pure water? It would explode. Many solutes inside cell. If pure water is outside cell, then water will move into the cell in order to equalize the solute concentration on both sides of the cell membrane. Osmosis. What is the osmotic pressure of a solution? The pressure that must be applied to the solution to prevent the inward flow of water, proportional to the concentration of the solute. What is osmolality? Solution concentration. How do animal cells avoid the destructive effects of osmosis? Plant cells Animal cells avoid exploding by having solution outside the cells with an osmolality, i.e., solute concentration, near that inside the cells. Plants and microorganisms use a rigid cell wall to lend mechanical support to the fragile cell membrane. Diffusion. The dispersion of molecules through random motion. Once equilibrium is established, there is no blank flow of water. Net. The tendency of solutes to diffuse down a concentration gradient from an area of high to low concentration is thermodynamically favored because it's accompanied by an increase in entropy. Water is a neutral molecule with a very slight tendency to blank. Ionize. What equation expresses water ionization? H2OHO. There is actually no such thing as free H, instead, it's associated to water as a blank. Hydronium ion, H3O. The proton of a hydronium ion blank rapidly from one molecule to another. Jumps H and no more mobile than other ions in solution, which would have to move with their waters of hydration. What observation is proton jumping responsible for? Acid-base reactions are among the fastest that take place in aqueous solutions. What equation describes water's ionization? Derivation of ionization constant of water, kW. Solution with H equals 10 to 7 m is blank. Neutral. Solution with H greater than 10 to 7 m is blank. Acidic. Solution with H less than 10 to 7 m is blank. Basic. What is the equation for pH? What is the Brønested-Lowry definition of an acid? A substance that can donate a proton. What is the Brønested-Lowry definition of a base? A substance that can accept a proton. What is the equation of a Brønested-Lowry acid-base reaction? Since Kw is constant, if H increases then O must blank. Decrease. Physiological solutions tend to be near blank. Neutral. Biomolecules often have numerous basic and acidic functional groups, or reversibly and be very sensitive to changes in Biomolecules often have numerous basic and acidic functional groups, or reversibly ionize and be very sensitive to changes in pH. Recall Le Chatelier's principle. What is the Henderson Hasselbach equation for the dissociation of a weak acid? Fig 2 to 17. Fig 2 to 18. Water is a blank molecule. Polar, contains a positive and negative end. In water, oxygen has a slightly blank charge. Negative. In water, hydrogen has a slightly blank charge. Positive. One water molecule can bind with blank other water molecules at the same time. Four. Cohesion. Attraction between molecules of the same substance. Cohesion is made possible due to hydrogen bonds, adhesion, and attraction between molecules of different substances. Adhesion is made possible due to hydrogen bonds. Surface tension. Linking together of water molecules on the surface of a body of water. Surface tension is made possible due to hydrogen bonds. Heat. Total amount of kinetic energy. Temperature. Intensity of all the heat in a substance as the molecules move. Water's ability to regulate temperature is due to hydrogen bonds. Evaporative cooling. The property of a liquid whereby the surface becomes cooler during evaporation, owing to a loss of highly kinetic molecules to the gaseous state. Water blank when it freezes. Expands. Four properties of water. 1. Cohesion, adhesion. Universal solvent. Water. Solute. A substance that is dissolved in a solution. Solution. A mixture in which one or more substances are evenly distributed in another substance. Hydration shell. the sphere of water molecules around each dissolved ion. Water cannot grab and dissolve blank molecules. Nonpolar. Hydrophobic. Water-fearing. Hydrophilic. Water-loving. Dissociation. Splitting of water into H and an O. Acid. Substance gives away H. Base. Substance gives away O. pH scale. Measurement system used to indicate the concentration of hydrogen ions H in solution, ranges from 0 to 14. pH of 0 to 6. Acidic. pH of 7. Neutral. pH of 8 to 14. Basic. Buffer. A solution that resists changes in pH when limited amounts of acid or base are added. Biocarbonate. Buffer found in human blood, keeps blood at a pH of 7.4. Acid precipitation. Rain, snow, or fog that is more acidic than pH 5.6. Causes of acid precipitation. Burning of fossil fuels, sulfur oxide and nitrous oxide combine with water. What bond makes water possible? Polar covalent. What bond provides the properties of water? Hydrogen. Adhesion of water. The water is attracted to the glass. Cohesion of water. Water molecules are attracted to each other and form droplets. Example of hydration shell. The water molecules surround the molecules. Surface tension of water.